So why is the NFL, aka the No Fun League, out here trying to shut down black excellence? Like for real, we see the play. You don't like prime time. We get it. The man who broke the mold, broke the rules, and broke a whole lot of egos on his way to the top. And yes, I know he has a huge ego of his own, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about why some of us believe that the NFL is trying to break his sons. Not because they're average, but because they're dangerous to a system built to control black excellence and keep black generational wealth in check. That's right, I said it and I'm not taking it back. Shedeur Sanders, record breaker. Shilo Sanders, playmaker. So we're talking legacy, untouchable, and still they're getting treated like they're some random high school rookies out of Texas. So this isn't race baiting, so let's not even go there with that. This is the truth. The NFL has been trying to sidestep, side eye, and side hustle these boys and their stats. So they're trying to shut down, shut out, and shut up Primetime and his boys, and it's not going to happen. We got the stats and the facts. Let's talk about it. So if this is your first time tuning in to Southern Confidential, welcome. And to everyone else, welcome back. But hold up, guys. Before we go any deeper, I really want to hear from you. Do you think this is just about football politics, or is there something bigger at play? Now, drop your take in the comments right now, because I'm about to hit you with a part of this story that the No Fun League really doesn't want you to hear. Now, of course, this is a little outside of my genre, but bear with me, because Deion Sanders, y'all, he didn't just play football, he owned football. The gold chains, the swagger, the unapologetic celebration of being young, black, and the best. So love him or hate him, he made the NFL, y'all, a lot of money. But he also made enemies along the way. Enemies like owners, executives, power brokers who don't forget when a man refuses to bow to the way things are done. So this is how I see it, guys. Fast forward to Shedeur. He becomes Big 12's Offensive Player of the Year. And Shilo, he's a standout, defensive, game-saving hit, stepping into the spotlight. These aren't just Deion's kids, guys, riding some famous name. They're producing stats and receipts. But here's the twist. Every accolade is followed by doubt. Every stat was dismissed as hype. And then draft day comes and Shedeur slides further than expected. Analysts question their discipline, their readiness, and probably their humility. Sounds familiar, right? So here's my theory, and here's where theory becomes a scandal. If you can't control the father, well, control the legacy. The NFL, like every other billion-dollar industry, has a hierarchy, and black players who carry themselves like CEOs, well, they get tested. You lower the draft stock, you minimize endorsements, you keep the checks smaller, and the climb much harder. Not because they can't play, guys, not because they're standouts, or not because they're not standouts, or not because they're not superstars, but because you're showing every young black athlete that's watching, don't get too big, don't get too rich, and certainly don't get too free. Uninhibited, in other words. Now, you guys know, you have to admit, this isn't new. Black excellence that refuses to shrink gets policed. It happened to Ali. It happened to Kaepernick. Now, I'm not a Kaepernick fan per se, and I'm certainly not a fan of some of the things he's done. But now it's happening just in a quieter way than before with Shedeur and Shilo. This isn't about rather they're average, guys. This is about telling the black community, we, the No Fun League, we, the NFL, can decide your value no matter what your talent is. So here's where we talk stats, guys, numbers, money, and profits for the No Fun League. And where it gets real, because people in suits, those kind of suits I'm talking about, the $5,000, $10,000 suits, the only thing they care about is money, right? I get it. But at Colorado, Shedeur Sanders shattered school records with what? Over 3,000 passing yards, 26, 27 touchdowns, and a completion percentage that puts him in elite quarterback territory. Then, as a fifth rounder, guys, a fifth round pick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, he goes out and dominates in one category that really makes money: sales. So we're talking the fastest and perhaps the top selling rookie jersey in the No Fun League, outranking almost every first rounder. And he did it without the league even rolling out the welcome mat. That means they couldn't and they won't be able to silence this family. They can't shut them out. And for the No Fun League, that's weak, y'all. That's lame. Y'all haters. It's just weird. And guess what? We don't like it. So to keep it all the way real 100, if Shedeur and Shilo were the sons of a safe Hall of Famer, someone like, let's just say, Barry Sanders, a legend who let his game talk and never really rattled the system, would we even be here? And I loved Barry Sanders when he played, guys, one of the greatest running backs of all times. Okay, I'm just using him as an example because, he was kind of low key. So these people, AKA the No Fun League, they would have already prepared multi-million-dollar guarantees for his sons, nonstop ESPN highlight reels, and the VIP red carpet rolled out for every stadium that his boys stepped into. But these are Sanders boys, raised by Primetime, a man who broke the mold, bent the rules, and bruised a lot of egos in the process. And now it looks like the NFL's not just playing football, y'all. They're playing defense against a family that they can't control. So here's the real question. Is the NFL scared of a couple of rookies? Or are they scared of what happens when Black excellence refuses to dim its lights? Scared of what happens when generational wealth meets generational talent? Or scared that the Sanders name might outshine the shield of the NFL itself? Bam! I said it, and I ain't taking it back. Now, we all know that Prime has a past, and he'll be the first to admit it. He's lived, he's learned, and now he's a man of faith. Which begs the question, y'all, is the No Fun League also immune to faith in Jesus Christ? Because remember Tim Tebow, the man that wore his faith like a part of his uniform, and suddenly, y'all, he was hard to place. Now, imagine that same unapologetic belief mixed with generational talent and Black excellence that refuses to bow. And this is all alleged, right? My opinion. But I think it's the exact same recipe that makes certain people in the system squirm in their suits. So let's call it what it is. Is this really about football? Or is it about keeping certain people, certain names, certain legacies, and certain belief systems from getting too big, too loud, and too powerful? So the No Fun League might think they're humbling the Sanders family, but history tells a different story. Families like this, y'all, they don't fold, they fortify. And they certainly don't crumble, they reconstruct. And when the final whistle blows, listen up, guys, it won't just be about who scores the most points. It'll be about who really owns the field and whose name God made sure stood still when the lights finally went out. So what y'all think, guys? Is this just about football politics, Or is there something bigger at play here? So drop your thoughts in the comments. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and your girl, I'll see you next time.